All right, guys, as promised, here is the video for tomorrow. Today, remember, we compared mixed numbers and improper fractions using denominators that were the same. Now we're going to use denominators that are unlike or that are not the same. So in this first problem, I have 1 and 2/4. Remember, again, we're using the inequalities greater than, less than, or equal to, and I have 1.5. Okay, so if I use my trick where I first look at the first number, I see that they're exactly the same. So then I look at the fraction. My denominators are different. So to be able to compare them, I have to make my denominators the same. So I know that I'm going to convert these to help myself. So 4 times 1 is 4. Add the 2 and keep my denominator. So this side will be 6/4 compared to, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do 2 times 1, which is 2. Add my numerator, which is 3. So this side is going to be 3. Keep my denominator. So I think I'll just put those up above. Equals 6/4. So I still have fourths and halves. So I am going to use a common denominator. I can either list the multiples or I can multiply the d's. Since multiplying the d's is easier, I'm going to do 4 times 2. So I'm going to do 6/4, and I know 4 times 2 is 8. Whoops, that would be the denominator. 8 is not denominator. Okay, so 4, I'm multiplying my d's, so I know it's 4 times 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. 6 times 2 is 12. So now, again, I'm going to put this up here. That is the same thing as 12/8. And then I'm going to turn 2 into 8 by multiplying by my other denominator. Do the same thing to the top. 3 times 4 is 12. Put that back up here. Now I'm looking at, oh my goodness, 12/8 is exactly the same thing as 12/8. So we have equal. Let's look at this one. This is an interesting problem. They are improper fractions, and I see that my denominators are different. But then before I start, I want to look at my numerators. Notice that my numerators are the same. Remember, we said if the numerator is the same, look at the denominator. And the larger the denominator, the smaller the pieces. Right away, I know then that 8/3 is bigger than 8/5. I don't have to do all the math. One more down here. I have 27/6 and 21/5. I look at my denominators, not the same. Look at my numerators, not the same. Oh goodness. That means that I have to find a common denominator. Again, 6 and 5 are small. I'm going to multiply them. I'm going to get 30. So I have to change 27/6 into 30ths. And I have to change 21/5 also into 30ths. And since I multiplied my d's, I know exactly what to do. 6 times the other denominator. 27 times 5. Ugh, I've got to do that off to the side. That's 35, 10, 13. So this is 135 30ths. All right, now I'm going to change my fifths, and I'm just going to multiply by the other denominator, do the same to the top, come off to the side and say 21 times 6 is what? 6, that's 126, 126 30ths. I'm going to put that back up here. And now I'm comparing 135 30ths and 126 30ths. If my denominators are the same, look at my numerators. The larger the numerator, the larger the fraction. And yesterday, some of you might have tried the challenge question. Here it is. 6 1/9 compared to 6 2/7. Now, you probably now know how to do this because I just showed you up above, but let's give it a shot. So I'm going to multiply 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is the 9 trick, so that's 54. And I add 1. So this is the same thing as 55 ninths. Okay, now I'm going to change my other side into an improper fraction. And I'm going to do 7 times 6, which is 42. I'm going to add my 2. So this side is 44 sevenths. So I look at my denominators, different. Look at my numerators, different. Oh gosh. Now I have to find a common denominator. 9 times 7 is 63. Oh, 55. So if I list the multiples, 7 and 9, 7 times 7, 7 times 2, 7 times 3, 7 times 4, 7 times 5. Oh, I do not think we are going to get a common multiple doing it this way. Nope, we're definitely not. So I'm just going to do 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is back to my 63. Okay, so let me change 55 ninths has to be changed into 60 thirds, and 44 sevenths has to be changed into 60 thirds. So since I multiplied my D's over here, and if I solve them, I can't do that in my head, so I like to just do it off to the side. Let's see, that's 35. That's 35 plus 3, 385 60 thirds. 385 60 thirds. And on this side, I have 44 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. I have 396. Wow, I got too much stuff in the way. So 44 sevenths becomes 396 60 thirds. Here is my new fraction. Here is my other fraction. My denominators are the same. Look at my numerators. The larger the numerator, the larger the fraction. So as you can see, it becomes a lot more complicated when you have a different denominator. But since you know how to change mixed numbers into proper fractions, you should be fine. All right, soon you will be able to work on your problems with a partner.